All right, welcome back. In part 1, we talked about why we're so quick to slap on labels. Today, though, we're diving into the deep end of the identity trap. We're going to find out what happens when those labels stop being something we wear and start wearing us. So, remember how we talked about PAGATTU, the picture? That's the sticker. It's that moment you buy the t-shirt, not just because you love the band, but because you want the whole world to know you're a fan. It's a promise, a signal to your tribe.
But here's the thing about that promise. It's got a price tag. And today, we're going to find out what happens when the bill comes due. What happens when that identity you chose comes back to collect.
And that's where we hit this really critical tipping point. The moment your chosen identity stops being a tool that you use and starts becoming the operator that uses you. The sticker literally gets behind the wheel.
This stage has a name, PAGATTU. It's a Tamil word, and it perfectly captures this idea of being a show-off. You know the type, right? The person whose entire online life is a performance of their brand. They're not just living their identity anymore, they are constantly acting it out for an audience that honestly probably isn't even paying that much attention.
And this is what it feels like. That identity you chose, the one that once felt so empowering, it's become a glowing cage, a visual shackle that turns you from a complex, messy human being into a flat, one-dimensional caricature of a label.
Now, this might sound like a super modern social media problem, but it's not. This is an ancient trap, and it's probably best explained through this old fable about a lion who bleated.
So just picture this, a lion cub, born with the heart of a king, but it's raised by a flock of sheep. And to fit in, to belong, it denies everything it is. It forces itself to bleat when it was born to roar. It tries to eat grass with teeth that were made for meat. You've got this high-performance engine trying to run on the wrong fuel, just to fit in with a low-performance herd. That mismatch, that's the real source of its misery.
So when a wise old lion finally comes along and shows the cub its own reflection in a pool of water, the message is crystal clear. This fight between our true nature and the identity we've pasted on, that's where all our distress comes from.
Okay, so how do we know if we're that lion? Let's use a little tool to help us diagnose if our own sticker has secretly turned into a prison.
It's a concept called B.I.N.D, which stands for Brand-Induced Narrowing of Destiny. Now, I know, it sounds a bit academic, but the idea is actually super simple. It's when your chosen identity starts quietly closing doors to your future. Think about it. If your entire brand is being an activist for one political party, you might unknowingly cut yourself off from friendships, family, even jobs, all because of the label you chose.
So, how can you tell if you're caught in this B.I.N.D trap? Well, let's run a quick diagnostic. We've got 4 simple questions for you just to check the health of your personal engine.
First up, the traffic test. When you have a choice to make, what's your gut reaction? Are you thinking, what's the smartest, most efficient path forward? Or is it more like, what would someone with my brand be expected to do here? If it's the second one, well, the sticker might be driving.
Number 2, the scratch test. How deep does that sticker go? If someone criticizes your favorite team or your political hero, do you just brush it off or do you feel that little sting, like it's a personal attack? If you feel that sting, that's a pretty big sign the sticker has fused with your ego.
Third, what's your maintenance ratio? Just think about the last month. How much of your energy went into tuning your actual engine? Learning a new skill, focusing on your health, doing deep work. Versus how much time went into just polishing the sticker, curating your social media, buying the right gear, getting into arguments online to defend your tribe.
And finally, the exit test. And honestly, this one is the big one. If tomorrow every single label you wear, your job title, your political party, your online handle was just stripped away, poof, what's left? Would you feel an incredible sense of freedom, or would you feel like you just vanished into thin air? Now, if you found yourself leaning towards that second option for most of those questions, you might be heading towards the final and most painful stage of this whole trap, a state of really deep and profound distress.
There's a word for this state, Parithavippu. It's that crushing weight you feel when the performance just becomes too heavy to bear. It's like your metaphorical windshield is so plastered with identity stickers that you literally cannot see the road in front of you. You're driving completely blind.
And the consequence is simple, and it's terrifying. The windshield of your life shatters. You find yourself stuck in the mud, bleeding for help, because the weight of the identity you chose has made you completely forget that you were born to roar. The brand you served so faithfully, the one you performed so meticulously, It's gone. It has completely and totally failed you.
The hero you put on a pedestal? They have nothing to say. And the authentic person you used to be? That feels like a distant memory. Like they're gone for good. And so, there you are, trapped, stuck in a traffic jam of your own making, with a sticker you put on a long, long time ago that now just will not peel off.
But you know what? This is the breaking point. This is the catalyst for change. Hitting rock bottom like this is often the only thing that forces us to finally start looking for a way out. Which leaves us with the critical question we're going to explore in the final part of this series. After all this, after the sticker has fused to our very being, is it even possible to peel it away? Could technology, a kind of digital solvent, actually help us clean the slate and find what's really underneath? We'll find out in part 3.